Hi students, this is Data Arbology Physics faculty. Here I would like to give a lecture on dielectric materials, and in this video I explain about the basic definitions of dielectric materials. First of all, what is dielectric? So dielectrics are insulating materials. In dielectrics, all the electrons bond to their parent molecules. So here there is no free charges. So dielectrics are insulating materials. And dielectrics are non-metallic materials of having high specific resistance. So its conductivity is very less. And negative temperature coefficient of resistance. We know the relation between the resistance at a particular temperature is equal to the resistance at room temperature in 1 plus alpha into delta T, where this alpha is called negative temperature coefficient of resistance. In some materials this alpha is having positive, and some materials this alpha value is negative. Suppose this value is positive, by increasing of temperature the resistance values also increases. This value is negative, by increasing of temperature this value is decreases, right? So dielectrics are non-metallic materials of high specific resistance, so its conductivity is less, which are the insulators. And all insulators are not a dielectrics, remember, and have high negative temperature coefficient of resistance. The best example of dielectrics are plastic, mica. These are the examples of dielectrics. Now what is meant by electric dipole and dipole moment? Let us consider two charges. One is plus q and other one is minus q. They are separated by a particular distance, say d. This such a type of arrangement is called electric dipole. So in case of electric dipole, two equal and opposite charges, they are separated by a fixed distance. In electric dipoles, two equal and opposite charges, they are separated by fixed distance. Now how to define the electric dipole moment? Generally you represent with the letter mu. It is a vector quantity. So this can be written as the product of any one of the charge, whether it is positive or negative. We are not bothered about its charge polarity. And take the product of any one of the charge and the distance between the two charges. This is called dipole moment. This is called dipole moment. It is a vector, and it is always directed from negative charge to positive charge. This is the direction of dipole moment. And the electric field is always from positive charge to negative charge. This is the direction of electric field, right? This is the direction of electric field. So dipole moment is always directed from negative charge to positive charge. What is the unit of dipole moment? Coulomb meter. What is the dipole moment? Coulomb meter. The unit of dipole moment is Coulomb meter, and we are also represented as a dBi. 1 dBi is equal to 3.3 into 10 to the power of minus 30 Coulomb meter. 3.3 into 10 to the power of minus 30 Coulomb meter. This is the value of dBi. Next one is the dielectric constant. Dielectric constant is also called relative dielectric constant. What is the definition of dielectric constant? Epsilon r or k. You are represented letters. This can be written as epsilon by epsilon naught. Here epsilon is called the permittivity in a media. Epsilon naught is the permittivity in a free space. So dielectric constant is the ratio of the permittivity in a media to the permittivity in a free space. It is a pure ratio. It does not have any units, and it is a measure of polarization in dielectric material. And dielectrics materials generally classified into two types, or the molecules of dielectric material are classified into two types. Number one, non-polar molecules. Number two is polar molecules. For example, when we consider an atom, this atom having the positive nucleus, and this is the electron. In this atom, the entire negative charge is concentrated at a particular point. That point is called center of gravity of negative charge. Similarly, the entire positive is concentrated at a particular point. That point is called center of gravity of positive charge, just like center of mass. So the entire native charge is concentrated at a particular point. That point is called center of gravity of native charge. The entire positive charge is concentrated at a particular point. That point is called center of gravity of positive charge. In some molecules, due to its symmetric, the center of gravity of positive charge and the center of gravity of negative charge both are at the same places. So this is the place of plus q and this is the place of minus q. Then what is the distance between these two charges is equal to 0. So then what is the dipole moment value? 0. So in such a type of molecules, the dipole moment value is equal to 0. Such a type of molecules are called non-polar molecules. In some molecules, the center of gravity of positive charge is located at one place, the center of gravity of negative charge is located at some other place, and they are separated by fixed distance. So it have a permanent dipoles. Whenever they have permanent dipoles, then it have permanent dipole moment. Such type of molecules are called polar molecules. So H2, N2, O2, CO2, these are symmetrical molecular structures. So the dipole moment value is equal to 0, and which are called non-polar molecules. Whereas H2O, HCl, CO, N2O, here there are permanent dipole moments, and such type of molecules are called polar molecules. Next, electric polarization. For example, a dielectric material or an atom is placed in a uniform electric field, nothing but placed in a capacitor. Here uniform electric field is nothing but a capacitor. In case of capacitor, here the positive charges you are represent like this, not here, not this. So this is a plate. Here you having positive charges, and this is having negative charges. Such a type of arrangement is called parallel plate capacitor. And in between these two plates there is a uniform electric field. That uniform electric field you can represent it as sigma by epsilon naught. This is our intermediate concept. So in which we place an atom. For example, this is an atom. Now the atom is having the positive charge, the center of gravity of positive charge and center of gravity of negative charge. Here what happens? The center of gravity of negative charge is moving towards positive side. The center of gravity of positive charge is moving towards negative side. So this is minus q and this is plus q, and there is some separation. So here the dipoles are generated. This is the basic principle of dielectrics entire chapter, right? So the center of gravity of charge, the center of gravity of negative charges are moving towards positive side. The center of gravity of positive charge carriers are moving towards negative side. So there is, in between these two charges there is a separation, and that separation value depends upon the applied field also. And whenever the two charges are separated by fixed distance, then the dipole moment is existing. So such a type of displacement of the charge carriers when it is placed in an uniform electric field is known as polarization. So let us consider an atom placed inside an electric field. The center of positive charge is displaced along the applied field direction, while center of negative charge is displaced in the positive direction. Thus a dipole is produced. When a dielectric material is placed inside an electric field, suppose when you consider any dielectric field, it consists of number of atoms, not one atom. So number of dipoles are created in that situation, right? When a dielectric material placed inside an electric field, such dipoles are created in all the atoms inside. The process of producing electric dipoles which are oriented along the field direction is called polarization of dielectrics. It is depends upon the applied electric field. Suppose applied electric field increases, accordingly the electric polarization values also increases, or accordingly the dipole moment values also increases. Suppose the field is more, this positive and negative charges, they are displaced much more distance. Whenever the distance is increases, the dipole moment values also increases. Now polarizability. So here the generated dipole moment value depends upon the electric field intensity. So electric field intensity increases, this negative charge and positive charge, they are displaced much more distance, and the distance between the two charges increases, accordingly the dipole moment values also increases. So mu directly proportional to E, and mu is equal to alpha into E, where alpha is known as polarizability. Now how to represent alpha? Alpha can be written as mu by E. Alpha can be written as mu by E. So the polarizability alpha is defined as the ratio of the induced dipole moment to electric field intensity. It is also defined as the induced dipole moment per unit electric field. Suppose this value is equal to 1, then this value is equal to this one. So polarizability is also defined as the induced dipole moment per unit electric field, or it is defined as the induced dipole moment by electric field, right? Next one is polarization vector. This polarization vector, which is exactly similar to our intensity of magnetization in magnetic materials. Intensity of magnetic field, magnetization, intensity of magnetization. Polarization vector P is which is exactly similar to the intensity of magnetization in magnetic materials. So how to define the polarization vector? Polarization vector is equal to the total dipole moment by volume. Now let us consider a dielectric material. Let us consider this is the dielectric material. Similar explanation in magnetic materials. What is its length? 2L, and it is placed in uniform electric field. It is placed in uniform electric field. Then the negative charge carriers are moving this side and positive charge carriers are moving in this side, and the dipole moment is generated in this case. What is the total dipole moment? That can be written as the product of any one of the charge and the distance between the two charges by what is the volume of this parallelepiped? A into 2L. 2L cancelled. So the polarization vector P we can represent it as Q by A. So polarization vector is also defined as the induced charge per unit area. The induced charge per unit area. So in dielectrics, polarization vector P is exactly similar to the intensity of magnetization in magnetic materials. So in magnetic materials I, in dielectrics it should be behaves as a P. Now let us consider a material. For example, this is a dielectric material. In this dielectric material we have capital N, you have capital N dipoles per unit volume. How many dipoles it contains? Capital N dipoles per unit volume. Each dipole having dipole moment mu bar. Each dipole having dipole moment mu bar. What is the total dipole moment of this system? You can represent it as N into mu bar. What is this value? The total dipole moment per unit volume. This is per unit volume. So this is N into mu bar represents the total dipole moment per unit volume. But the total dipole moment per unit volume is called polarization vector. So N mu bar is equal to P bar. But what is the value of mu bar? According to our previous slide, mu can be written as alpha into E. So P is equal to N alpha E. This is very important formula. So to solve the number of examination problems, this formula is very important. So what is the relation between the polarizability, electric field intensity and P? P is equal to N alpha E, where N is the number of dipoles per unit volume. Alpha is polarizability, E is electric field intensity, P is polarization vector. Now displacement, electric displacement, it is represented with the letter capital D. The number of lines of force received by unit area of cross section of dielectric material. Now this definition, which is exactly similar to our magnetic induction in magnetic materials. Magnetic induction in magnetic material. Magnetic induction in magnetic material, it is represented with the letter B. So the number of lines of force received by unit area by cross section dielectric material is called electric displacement. So electric displacement is Q by area. For spherical sphere, this can be written as Q by 4 pi r square. Units are coulomb per meter square. Now what is the relation between DEP? So here in previous case B. What is E? In previous case this is electric field intensity. This is magnetic field intensity. What is P? Intensity of magnetization. So in magnetic materials we studied about the relation between BHI. Similarly here you have the relation between DEP. Here there is no derivation for this. This is very lengthy derivation actually, but it is not in our syllabus. So the relation between dep is equal to d is equal to epsilon e plus p. This is in CCS system. Okay. Now what is the value of what is the relation between d and e? So d and e. So what is the value of d in previous case? B. What is the e value? H. So what is the relation between b and h in previous case? Mu naught h. Similarly here, mu naught into e, or d is equal to epsilon into e. Right? Now when you write this equation here, epsilon e, epsilon naught e plus p, then what is the value of p? P is equal to, you take this side, epsilon minus epsilon naught into e. But epsilon is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r. Epsilon r is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r, right? Okay. Now this can be written as P is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r minus 1 into e. This is very important formula to solve the problems. P is equal to epsilon naught e epsilon r minus 1. Right. Next one is electrical susceptibility. What is P? I. What is E? H. So we know that I directly proportional to H. I is equal to some constant value into H. In SI system. In case of CZ system, you can represent it as P is equal to epsilon naught xi into E. Now xi is equal to P by epsilon naught into E. But what is the value of P? Epsilon naught, epsilon r1 by into E by epsilon naught into E. So E cancelled, epsilon cancelled. What is xi value? Epsilon r minus 1. What is epsilon r value? 1 plus xi. So this formula exactly similar to our previous. This is mu r is equal to 1 plus xi. So there is a lot of similarities in between the dielectric materials and the magnetic materials if you observe that variation. So the relative permittivity is equal to 1 plus xi, where xi stands for electric susceptibility. Okay, thank you.